Okay, now we can start.
Right. This presentation is from Ivy. The message is she wants to share about the fears at school. She's a good and hardworking student. Ivy was also very scary when facing the teacher and tests. And today, she shares how to get rid of those fears. And welcome her on the stage, Ivy.
As a student, everyone has fears, like late for school, unfinished homework, examination are even scarier. So that's why we find ways to avoid that fear, such as copying, children, or even cheating. But have you ever wondered if it's worth it? These things won't be scary when it happens if they don't have pressure from any sides, like from your mom and dad or friends. There's a private school with a graduation rate of 100%, but the learning environment is challenging. Study day and night. You will be beaten when you are lazy. That there is no demand, there will be no supply. Nowadays, many parents want to have outstanding children, so their children have to study culture and everything that the parents want. Always want their children to be as good as the neighbors. They say going to school is easy, going to work is hard, but they don't know going to school sometimes like going to war. Because of that thought, when the children make mistakes, they will hit and you were to scold. There, there are the things that cause the unworthy fees. The teacher says you have to study to please your parents, but I think that going to school to have fun is first. We are human and our brains are limited. Our bodies need to relax. I have witnessed time when my classmates trouble, when they saw their test scores or even cry. I think that pressure even lead to more scary consequences. The pressure can make the students think about suicide. I read a newspaper about a student farewell letter to her parents, and she doesn't use any word called parent. She wrote that letter when she had terrible marks, and her parents scored her badly. So every exam would be something horrifying for her. She said she studied with the rest, actual lesson and homework assignment piled up make her very tired. I feel I have better luck because my parents understand their children. My parents had never hated me when I had terrible marks or my learning situation was down. They asked me if I felt tired, had problems, or was under pressure to have. I think that study isn't easy, as someone told me as a student, with doing a ton of homework like a mountain to submit the assignment on time, learning the whole our life for exam, and then eat, sleep, even go to the bedroom also must limit time. And then it is like a life just for studying. This pressure seems to make studying for parents, not for their children, and they will hate it. I can't feel pressure about my studies because I don't have any pressure from my parents. I knew how to learn to save my time and learn what is necessary and what I want. I want to send the following to the parents. The study is critical, but it isn't about it all. It isn't why the children often eat, sleep, even go to the bedroom must be limited. The students should also know how to learn to save time and speak out about what they think and want. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for this inspiration presentation. Congratulations on completing the English Global Citizen course perfectly, Ivy. And we are wishing you have a wonderful summer vacation. All right. So the next one is the topic is about environmental protection. Environmental protection is something everyone cares about. For Nam, environmental protection needs to come from individual. So Nam stops using nylon bags. Instead, he uses biodegradable bags. So let's listen how he does it.
Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. And first of all, I have a question to you. In you guys, has anyone here never used the nylon bag? And why the nylon bag has been so trendy and so famous in society like that? The nylon bag is made from what things that can make the nylon bag become so useful? Perhaps you guys don't know. Behind that usefulness, nylon bag has many sides that can be a killer, and try to kill us every day if we don't stop it at the moment. So today I will stand here to talk to you about the wrong size of nylon bags, and we really have to stop using that freaking things. And why do we do that? First of all, tasks and responsibilities. I will talk about two main ideas. First, nylon bags have a terrible effect on the dirt and the water environment. Number two, will plastic bags negatively or positively affect the human bodies? Yeah, and firstly, we will figure out. I would like to talk about the environment issues. To decompose the nylon, we often have a thought that is buried, maybe in the garden, maybe in the grass or something. No one knows exactly where it could bury because it's too popular and we can't keep it and throw it in a proper way. Yeah, and as I have researched, some scientists have proven nylon bag had to spend more than 1,000 years, even more than 1,000,000 years to decompose if we bury it outside in the natural environment without any effective from the human. And yeah, perhaps when it gets into the ground, it can bring some negative factor and some bad things like dirt will lose the nutrient and it can't grow up normally when it have tree or some plants. And especially it harms groundwater. On the other hand, there are a lot of people and also some big company has a low sea awareness. They are ready to throw a whole ton of nylon bags out to the ocean and the sea. More than that, I'm pretty sure that we have already seen some pictures come from the animals from the sea. And all of us have a chance to see some photos of a sea animal that gets stuck in some nylon bags. From the human example, like, do you know the sea turtle? There are some picture that we can see there's a piece of plastic bag that gets stuck on his middle body, and day by day his body has changed very much, and maybe some people can't call it a sea turtle anymore. And it makes the people who watch it feel very painful and sad because of issues from the environment. Yeah, secondly, I move on to the main ideas number two. Secondly, I would like to talk about the human health issues. I had a chance to see that there was a lot of people using the nylon bag to cover or use the bag to bring some meat or some fish, especially nylon bags made from synthetic additive, and then plastic particle always exist in many plastic bags. Before this, I had read a lot of newspaper and science magazines that when we put the hot food, the plastic particle in the plastic bag will melt out and cover the food we eat. And when we cook it on that food, even your body will also contaminate it with plastic substance. Some scientists and some doctors have said that elements can make people have a terrible cancer disease. Move on to solution. I have figured out a lot of ways we can stop using the nylon bag. First, we can begin by using the nylon bag that can quickly decompose or recycle over time. And yeah, one more rule that maybe all of us has listened to it once in life. It is listen to 3R rules. That is reuse, reduce, and recycle. Yeah. What's more? And yeah, with the reasons on the top, all of us can see the wrong sides that are very dangerous on the nylon bag suitable. And you know what? You guys know what? My family recommend me using the nylon bag that can decompose in the natural environment. This one. And this use very comfortable and you can throw it and when you don't use it anymore. So in conclusion, use it or not depend on you because our job can change the whole world in the future. Thanks for listening.
Oh, it's amazing, Nam. Congratulations on a job well done with the presentation. Thank you very much.
And I like your voice, and your pronunciation has improved significantly. Honestly, it's pretty good.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Nam. So the next one is Susu. The topic is the friendship is what connects people. Susu had a profound lesson about friendship. Today, she will share how to have a lasting friendship. Let's welcome on stage Susu.
Friendship is what connects people. I'm sure everyone has good friends. I believe that season's friends are always by our side when we are happy and sharp. And me too, I have a good friend and soulmate. He and I have been together for 2 years now. One day we argued because someone interfered in our friendship. I feel a little uncomfortable about her action, but I didn't mind her action at all. But the tiniest things built up day by day until one day our friendship just broke out. The conflict started because I kept silent and so did he. If debating it's easy to fall into the trap of words and comment and sometimes turn into criticism to give one's word more weight. Because I could control my words, things go further. I have so many questions in my mind. What will be like if we stop our friendship? Day after day, we remain silent and didn't say a word. After arguing, it's hard for me to say sorry as first. So friendship, please don't interfere other friendship. Please stay calm when resolving conflicts because please pay attention to the word you use because it might hurt someone. Thanks.
A very valuable lesson, right? Making friends is hard and keeping friendships is even harder, right? I like your sharing, Susu. Thank you very much. All right, the next person is Kelvin. The topics that Kelvin is going to present is how have I changed after a year of learning English? Okay, where's Kelvin? Kelvin has learned a very hard to improve in English. Today, he will share the changes which he has done in the past years. Let's welcome him on stage.
How have I changed after a year of learning English? I studied English in Hama village for almost a year. Learning English has become familiar to me. My mother sent me to Hama village last year in summer. When I started studying last year, everything in Hama was strange to me. There's so many differences between learning here and in the city. We were learning while playing at the same time, which makes me feel excited. Therefore, I began to like this place. I also met friends with many other friends who also studied in Hama village with me. I love this place. I started learning the English phonetics from the first days of studying here, and I know how to pronounce a word correctly. After we have learned on how to pronounce a sound well, we moved on learning 600 common words. After you have learned those 600 words, you learn how to deliver the public speaking. Every day I wake up at 6 a.m. to learn English early in the morning. After learning house, duties such as cleaning the house or, or washing dishes, a class ends at 5 p.m. We often invite each other to play football during this time. By 6 p.m., you will learn you will have dinner. You can take a shower before dinner. After dinner, we read book before going to bed. Then we started a new day like that. There are also outings in the course. I try to learn English well in that course. The first few days, I found that I was wrong on how to pronounce a word. After a long period of time, I know how to read a word in the right way. After completing the course, we make a presentation on graduation day. Before the presentation, I was with nervous. At the start of the presentation, I cleared all my worries because being in front of the camera wasn't as hard as I thought. After I finished the presentation, I almost completed a course. I feel a lot more confident. I know how to read a word, developed my vocabulary, and read fluently. Stand confidently in front of the camera to read the presentation. My English has been improved a lot since the beginning of the course. I'm still studying online in Hama village. I want to learn English more for a better future. Thank you for listening.
It's been a long time to see you. It's nice to see you, Kevin. Your pronunciation has changed. I like that. Yes, and if I have a chance to go to Hama again, we would love to welcome you again. Okay.
Kelvin, I have to admit that you have made a lot of progress over the past year. So I congratulate you on successfully completing the class and maybe welcome you on Hama Summer this year. Okay, Kelvin, good job. The next one is Emily. Everyone has their dreams and aspiration is the topic. Everyone has dreams and aspiration. Emily always had clear goals and dreams, and she takes it step by step. We will hear an inspiration story from Emily.
Everyone has their dreams and aspirations, but it's just because we don't know how to arrange reasonable time to do it, or because of the mindset, I do it tomorrow has delayed you, or more simply, so that I can improve myself. I'm also example of that kind of person. I started learning English in 10th grade. My mother registered me to study English at many big and small centers. I'm also a bit confident about my level because I think my English is already good. And I started to be lazy to study and didn't try to develop my English anymore. But when I went to Hama village, I realized that my English was still very poor. When I went up to prepare for class placement, I had a text about my English level. I'm pretty confident, but when I looked at that text, I couldn't read. It's only phonetics. I think it a lot, but the teacher didn't mention it, and it was my fault. I'm too lazy to research, so I don't know how to read it. Then I was placed in the most basic class for beginners, and indeed, the first days are not easy. If I'm at home, I sleep until noon, but it's different in the village. Every morning, I have to get up at 5 o'clock to do morning exercise, have breakfast, and rest a bit, and then start studying. I learned how to shape my mouth to pronounce a word correctly. I had to study initially, and my friends went to another part. But the teachers and students are amiable too. They don't hesitate to teach for me from the first lesson and even the teachers. I have worked hard to study well to fulfill my dream. After a few weeks of studying, my English started to improve. I no longer feel afraid to speak or give presentation, and I feel pleased because my English has been improved to a new level. Of course, what I have achieved is also thanks to my efforts. Get rid of laziness so that you can fulfill your dream, and I believe on efforts will be well rewarded. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, now you have a lot of confidence in your pronunciation, Emily. I'm very proud of that. And try to practice your pronunciation every day. Practice makes perfect, right? Okay, thank you very much, Emily. So next one is Bush. This is Bush stories about Hammer Summer that he will never forget. From a month course, but because of COVID, he had stayed at Hammer for 4 months. Thanks to that, he has grown a lot. Let's welcome him. All right, Bush, you can open your camera and can present your presentation now. Okay, you can mute. Okay,
Hello,
Vicky, go ahead.
Zaki. Hello,
Zaki.
Zaki. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Chỗ của Zaki em có thể thêm một đen gì đó được không?
Em có thể kiếm thêm cho thầy một cái đèn và bật nó cho nó sáng lên được không?
Hết đèn rồi.
Ok, hết đèn rồi đúng không? Rồi không sao, bây giờ em có thể ngồi thẳng lưng và bắt đầu bài thuyết trình của mình nhé.
Hi everyone. Today the topic of my presentation is my most memorable outing in the summer of 2021 after the elementary school graduation. Mom asked me if I wanted to go to a village and learn English. Mom tells me a lot about that village. It's beautiful. There are lots of fruits and waterfalls. I was very excited and agreed to join that summer course. But last year the COVID epidemic broke out. That course just took 1 month, but I had to stay in the village for months. I missed home and my parents very much. I cried a lot every night. Back to the story. When I went to the village to learn English. I learned a lot of new lessons and habits. And through those habits I don't like, but after a long time, I reached my health improved a lot. I had to go to bed at 9 o'clock, which is something I never do at home. I also have to wake up at 5 a.m. This is a real torture for me. I always wake up with a yawn and my eyes closed. This happened for such a long time that I can brush my teeth and go to yoga place with the eyes closed. After wake up, I had to do yoga or breathing exercise. I feel this exercise make my voice stronger and stronger. After finishing the exercise, my friends and I will start writing morning page. Edward gives us extremely interesting topics. We can write or draw about anything that we have never done. Writing a letter to parents or grandparents or anyone, or even draw the favorite superhero The special thing when writing morning page is that we do it in silence, just focus on the paper and flow the gift too big. When it's done, we'll have breakfast and have class. In the afternoon, if it's time to play football, this is my favorite time. I was free to run and shout out loud. This outing made me very happy. But I still wrote and homesick because we only use the phone for 1 hour in a week. I miss my parents very much and look forward to going home, but also thanks to this summer course, I became bolder. I can talk like an adult. Thanks to the teacher at Hama for helping me during the summer. With me an unforgettable experience. After going home, I continued the English global cities from Hama. I will be giving a presentation about my progress over the past year. Thank you for listening.
All right, this is quite an interesting story, Besh. Do you want to come back to the village this summer? Chị ơi, em có muốn quay lại làng vào hè này không?
Dạ không thầy.
Ok, này giờ hỏi đùa thôi nhé. Rồi, cảm ơn em rất nhiều. Thank you very much. Next one is Alex. The topic that Alex going to talk about is how did I change the way I learn English. Alex learned a huge lesson that progress has come through practice over a long period of time, and he applied that to his English learning. So let's listen together. Let's listen to his story. So Alex. Bạn Alex có thể bật camera lên để trình bày bài thuyết trình của em nhé.
Alex, are you there? Maybe he's away and we could switch to another person.
Okay.
We can move on to the
Okay,
next.
we move on to Kirito. Traveling with family is a huge happiness for Kirito. Kirito had many memories with his family during the trip to Fuqua. Now let's listen to his story.
Okay, Kirito, em quên mở mic. You forgot to turn on your mic.
Hello everybody, my name is Kirito. Today, I will tell everyone about my family trip to Fukuoka. It was an unforgettable experience for me. It's the first time we traveled together. My boss organized a team building and invited the employees' family to come along. I was very happy when mother told the family the trip is for 3 days. I asked myself, where is Fukuoka? Is this a beautiful city? But I'm not care. I'm happy because we can work together and take pictures. Is street food. After asking my mother, I found out that Fukuoka is the largest island in Vietnam and very suitable for swimming. I packed the clothes very careful. My family needs to get on the plane at 5 o'clock. On the way, I was very happy. I imagined that I would wear a swimsuit, swim in the sea. Just thinking about it makes me happy. The plane departed at 8 a.m. and everyone is gathering there. I have made a friend. We are the same age. We talking about the games. So fun. Ha 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 ha. We arrived in Fukuoka at 10 a.m. Everyone has lunch together and make plans to go to the amusement park. There are a lot of games, but the one that is enjoyed the most was the 3D games. We had to put on the pair of glasses and then a lot of different animals appear. They move and act very real, making me feel like I lost in that Jura park. I see a lot of different games. We play a lot of games properly, spend a lot of my dad money. I was surprised by the aquarium. There are many fish that I have never seen. I love watching dolphins perform in the circus. They are small. They can do a lot of difficult movements. After watching everyone went back to the hotel, I am very fulfilled, but I'm a bit sad because there are many games that I haven't tried. Next time, I will definitely give it a try. Although this trip has been a long time, but when talking about it's very excited to talk about. I hope my family will have a new trip soon. Thank you for listening.
All right, I like your presentation, Kirito. It's great. And I hope you have a wonderful summer vacation with your family. All right, thank you very much. So Alex is come back. So the presentation, okay, we back with Alex. All right, Alex learned a huge lessons that progress has come through practice over and over for a long period of time, right? And he applied that to his English learning and it works perfect. So let's listen together about his story.
I'm Alice. My story is about my progress. I'm Alice. My story is about my progress. In learning English with Mr. Edward, my mother sang up for a course at Little Talks. My mother intends to enroll me in her summer, but because of COVID, she didn't let me go. The curriculum here is very different. It's not like what I've learned at school or at other English centers. First, we learned how to practice mouth shape and the pronunciation of the syllables in English. Practicing over and over again makes me tired of studying. I usually snack in class. I just look forward to 9 o'clock to finish the class and play games. I feel like I don't need to practice so much, but I can still be good. Then I realized I was really wrong. Because of less practice and not paying attention in class, I have left far away from my classmates. I'm not making any progress. Everyone in the class is grading well and making progress every day. After many times, Edward reminded me about my studies. He knew that I'm not focused, but he still encouraged me and ever told my mother. He chose to encourage me and ask me more questions, so that I need to focus to answer. Thanks to that, I became more hardworking. This often tells York and organized game, so the atmosphere becomes much more fun. So I am more interested in doing homework and prepare at home. As a result, my pronunciation become much better. I am very confident that I can read anywhere as long as there is phonetics transcription. Thanks to Mr. Edward, I learned a lot of things from you. Every time I come to an English class at school, the teachers all praises me for having a good reading voice and good pronunciation. Especially at the end of this course, our teacher used how to write a good presentation. I am a very bad grader. The sentences are not related at all. Obviously, it's very bad after being corrected by many times. You know, this is the third presentation that I've had to rewrite. Thank you, teacher Edward, for teaching me so much knowledge about English. Thank you for listening.
Well, really, thank you. Yeah, I agree that concentration is very essential for learning, and you did it very well. And I'm very proud of you, Alex. Okay, you did it very well. Good job. Well, the next topic is about my English learning process is full of difficulties. Luna was the best student in English. She never got good marks in English. She begins to hate and avoid to learn English. So let's hear how Luna overcome that fear.
Thank you, Mr. Edward. Hello,
All right.
everybody. I'm Nuna. Today is the closing ceremony of Year 1 English Mastery. On this closing day, I want to share what I learned in this course. I have to admit that I used to be very bad at English, especially the grammar. I can't remember the formulas of grammar. Then the pronunciation, I always pronounce it wrong. I only got 5 to 7 points on the that makes my mother very sad. My mother sent me up for a lot of English sentences, but I still haven't made much progress. Luckily, at the time, my mother was pregnant my younger brother. Mom's friend told about Miss Hung. She is an English teacher. Mom signed up for an English course. Mom said that Miss Hung is very good. She studied abroad in many countries. Miss Hung organizes many online courses. When my mother studied with Miss Hung, she found it very suitable. So she signed me up for a pronunciation course. I studied with Mr. Edward. At first, I was shy, quite shy to ask. So I often lost focus. He knows the students, so he often asks about our day and tell topics. I like the way he tells the story about Hannah village. It sounds very interesting. Gradually, I become close to my teacher and friends. I talk to my classmates more. Thanks to that, my friends and teachers help me a lot in my studies. I have made a lot of progress, especially in pronunciation. I was able to read fluently and clearly. My parents and everyone were amazed at my progress. Studying with Mr. Edward has many interesting things. We studied on an extremely good website. There are full videos on how to do the exercises.
What I like the most in adding points in class schedule. When you finish your homework or attend class on time, then he will add up the points from which we can use the points to redeem gifts from the Hama Gifts website. You can exchange for fermented honey, fish sauce, or produce in Hama. That is wonderful. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Nuna. I see a great effort from you, Nuna. You have progressed and matured a lot since the day I taught you. Well, thank you very much about the sharings.
Thank you, Mr. Edward.
All right, traveling with dad is great. Traveling with dad is a wonderful thing for Lisa. Let's listen her experiences when traveling with her dad. Welcome, Lisa.
Hi everybody, when and with whom do you have the most memorable trip? For me, the most memorable trip is to travel with dad. My father is a civil engineer, so his work is very busy. So I'm so happy when my dad takes me on a trip. Dad is a funny guy and often makes jokes about everything. Once in April, my father took me on a trip. I was very happy and excited about this trip. We started from Đắk Nông to Da Nang. I was so excited about this trip that I kept looking at the street and couldn't sleep. When the car stopped in Da Nang, I had to say, "So beautiful. There are many new things in the city. I'm curious about everything here." Just called a taxi and took yours to the hotel. In the afternoon, my father took me around the city. Dad took me on the cable car. This cable car is very tall and long. Although it's not my first time, riding the cable car is quite thrilling because the lawns are only trees and mountains. It's such a wonderful feeling that I can hardly forget it. It feels like I'm flying. For the first time, I can see the waterfall flowing from the sky. It's truly majestic. After reaching Bana Hills, my father and I went to the Golden Bridge. The Golden Bridge has another name, is the Head Bridge, because the Golden Bridge is supported by two heads. The Golden Bridge is very beautiful. My father and I took a lot of pictures here. Then we went to the cellar. A special feature is that the whisk cellar is located in the mountain. It was potted and this paste contains a lot of waste. They are stored and prepared very carefully because they are very precious and expensive. And there are many places that my father and I went to. It's been almost a year since this trip. It's been quite a while since my whole family have a trip together. It would be so great. Have you ever been on a family trip? Thanks for listening.
Well, I also enjoyed traveling with my family, Lisa. And I hope you can have a great trip with your family this summer. And you did a great job for this presentation, Alisa. I'm proud of you. Thank you very much. Okay, the next one is Rex, a very young boy. The topic is I changed myself to learn English more. Change to become better. It was an extremely difficult thing to do, but Rex was able to do it. Let's welcome Rex on stage.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tổng. Let me tell you about my English.
All right, Tổng, can you stop for a moment? Rex, em có thể kéo cái cam xuống một xíu cho thầy nhìn rõ khuôn mặt của em phía thuyết trình không? Đúng rồi, đẹp trai hơn rồi đấy. All right, let's go.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tổng. Let me tell you about my English learning process over the past year. I have studied in many different English languages because I'm very bad at English. I can't remember any grammar. I usually forget and lazy on taking notes. That's why my English is always now, and I cannot depressed and hate English. And so I still have to take the course that my mother singer for. Once my mother singled me up for a leadership presentation course. On some first day, it's so boring. I'm just not focused. I just wait until the end of class and click out of Zoom. But the teacher really ventured their heads. I was a person that teacher spends the most time. He often made me a lot of questions because he asked so many questions and made me feel ignored. He continually asked me every time, so I had to focus on him answering questions little by little. It became my habit. I have understood the lesson and answered more questions by myself. But still, I not spend time to do the homework because I was lazy and I like playing games instead running the world because I really did homework. He not at me and would ask me often. I haven't made as much progress as before. My classmates are getting better. I don't know why I'm lazy. I always ask myself, why should I learn English? Is it important to learn English and Vietnamese? And what is my teacher? He now student. And what now we are often afraid of studying and do not stay focused it. So he did not focus much on studying. Instead, he told stories and organized games on Quizlet for us to play. He adds interesting stories or analogue to the reading. I just like the story of the Titanic. I was very impressed with this
What? I was my first time actively doing homework. I searched the internet for watch it Titanic. Thanks for that. I have made a lot of progress. Gratitude. Thank you, teacher and my classmates.
Okay, you practice a lot, right? I can see a marked improvement from you the last day. Thầy có thể nói tiếng Việt xíu để khen Tùng nhé. Thật sự là Tùng tiến bộ rất là nhiều so với ngày hôm qua thầy review đấy. Rất là tốt, em chắc là tập nhiều lắm nha. Nhưng lần sau chịu khó, tự tin hơn, ngồi thẳng lưng hơn nhé. Ok, ok nè. Thumbs up nè. Ok. Cảm ơn Tùng. All right, the last one, not really the last one. I'm addicted to literature. As a lover of literature, what will Alice's personality be like? Are there any benefits to reading a lot of books? Let's see how Alice answer these questions. Let's welcome Alice on stage. Alice, các bạn Alice đây không? Mai Anh ơi. Right. Hello.
Hello Alex, Mayan, em có rõ không?
Okay.
Maybe we change another person.
Okay, we move on to Lucky. Lucky loves his father the most. For Lucky, Dad is not just a friend, but a real hero. Lucky always takes his father as a model to grow up. Let's welcome Lucky to the presentation.
In my family, I love my father the most. I don't know what his friends and neighbors think about my father. But me, my father is perfect man. My father is a person with a lot of life experience. He understands all the problems in my life and can me solve them. He told me how to handle things properly. He is also very interested in my study. He always tries to take the time to finish work early and so come less school. Asking the man with me, my father does speak much. He is pretty strict about my family master. Sometimes he gets very angry when I do something wrong. Probably due to the tremendous stress of his work, so it's okay that he gets angry with me. That's the reason why many people say my father doesn't love his children, but they don't know that my father loves us very much. He shows his love by talking to his children, although acting and me that my father and want to be like him in the total. He is so weak in the eye for everyone. In the family, I think my father is so perfect that no one can match. He cares for me very little. Thing in life, like using my computer. I told my father is very busy.
He always markets time for us. He was very interested in my development. So he tried me up and clothes. Last summer, he signed me up for an English drawing course. I did not know how worried my father was about me and to my father a lot because he knows many things. I also learned a lot from my father, and my father would sometimes talk about his childhood. My father sat with my father family were very poor. My father family has four brother and sister. There is only one egg for each meat with most believer in four. At that time, I love my father very much. I have learned a lot from that me father told me. I also learned how to share from my father. I see my father as a person who can make many friends, but I asked my father how he made so many friends. My father said it was hard to market many friends, but he needs to talk them. I also learned to control myself, and my father told me to yield. I remember once I asked my father to buy me a toy gun, but my father didn't buy it for me. In the afternoon, I was lying in bed watching TV when my father calmed me down and asked me to come with him. Father took me to the banana tree. He cut the branches and returned it. After my father brought it home, he chewed on the banana leaf. I told my my father was preparing to make something to eat at that time. But no, my father took a bat and cut a small part and then tried melting it. Do the same with the branch, and then that put his hand behind where it should. My father told me at the time uh, that at the time my father's family were very poor, and he could buy Tiger, so he only used this banana with gun. My family remember had by me being as perfect as me father, and I did one test purple done on way so all of with Robert also with action that care for us daily. If we pay as turn, we can treat you. Thank you for listening.
Well, I am sure that you have a great dad. Congratulations. And I have one piece of advice for you. Try to practice more and improve your pronunciation after this class. Okay, Lucky? And thank you very much. We're wishing you have a great summer vacation with your family. Mom is a beautiful word. I couldn't imagine how difficult it to live far away from mom. So now we will listen Nguyen Văn Vũ telling about his mom. I believe that your mom are really proud of you.
There is a wonderful woman in the life. She is gentle and hardworking. She is my mother. Her name is Dear. My mother is a very good cook, and she loves me very much. I have been learning how to cook some dishes from mom I only lived with my mother until I was 4 years old. I had to move to another city to study, and then now I live far from my mother. I can only visit my mother during the summer holidays or other occasions. I usually call my mom on the phone 5 times a week. Mom and I often chat about our studies and health. I miss my mother very much. Living away from my mother also helps me become more independent and mature. I want to tell you, mother is everything to us. We would be nothing without her. Thanks for listening. And Ryan, Mom, I'm proud of you.
Wow, thank you very much, Ryan. The next story is about mother. My mother's smile is the same as the next story. I agree that is the most beautiful smile in the world. What would you like to keep the smile on her face? Let's listen to Nguyễn Vũ Bình Minh talk about his mother's smile. I absolutely believe that your mom will be very happy when she listens to your sharing about her. Thanks for your lovely presentation. Are you there, Minh Minh, Bin? All right, maybe he's away. Okay, we're going to the last one for today. The most important is adapting to the situation. So now we will listen Nguyễn Hoàng Quân sharing on the presentation. What did the pandemic teach me? Thanks for your sharing. When you found the advantage and disadvantages in any cases, you will be able to live in any situation. So let's welcome James on the stage. Bạn James, bạn Hoàng Quân có ở đây không ạ? All right, maybe they're not here. Okay, buổi thuyết trình hôm nay đã xong rồi anh Lộc.
All right, that's very lovely presentation, and I saw that we can see a lot of changes in your pronunciation and your skills, and the way you present today is lovely and very confident. So we are so proud of that. It's been 1 year, and we studied a lot, and we've changed our pronunciation, and I think we did a really good job today showing that your time is paid off. So that's the end of the live stream today, and that's bye everyone. Have a good day.
Yeah, bye bye các bạn nhiều nha. Cảm ơn sự tham gia của buổi livestream hôm nay của các bạn.